Hi, welcome to English Journey Adventures. Today's story begins with a phone call, a familiar voice, and one dangerous request. Listen and follow. This is the voice that sounded like my brother. My name is Mia. I live with my mother, my father, and my grandmother, Rosa. My older brother Leo studies in another city. Every Sunday, Leo calls Grandma Rosa. He always says, "Nana, did you eat?" She laughs because he asks the same question every week. Leo is funny, loud, and kind. He makes short videos about cooking. Sometimes I help him record them when he visits home. One video became popular. Leo made soup and joked with Grandma Rosa. Many people watched it. We felt proud, not worried. To us, it was only a happy family moment. On Tuesday night, Grandma and I were drinking tea in the living room. My mother was working late, and my father was driving home. The house was quiet, almost too quiet. Then Grandma's phone rang. The number was unknown. She almost ignored it, but I saw Leo's name in her eyes before she answered. Grandmothers feel danger quickly. A young man's voice said, "Grandma Rose, please listen. It is me. I am in trouble." Grandma's cup shook in her hand. The voice sounded like Leo. It had his tired laugh, his soft words, and the same small break when he was afraid. Even I felt my stomach turn. Grandma whispered, "Leo? What happened?" The voice said there was an accident. He said he had hit a car and needed a lawyer. He sounded close to tears. I moved closer to the phone. The voice said, "Do not call Mom. I am ashamed. Please, Nana, help me first." That word stopped me. Leo always called her Nana, but he never called her Grandma Rose. Still, fear is faster than memory. Another man came on the line. He said he was a lawyer. His voice was calm and cold. He asked for $2,000. The man said, "If you wait, your grandson may sleep in jail tonight." Grandma covered her mouth and began to cry. I wanted to call my mother, but the man said the phone must stay open. He said Leo could be punished if we talked to anyone. That sentence made the room feel smaller. Grandma looked at me and said, "We have to go to the bank." Her face was pale. I could see she was not thinking clearly. She was thinking only of Leo in danger. At the bank, she asked to move the money. The bank worker, Miss Carter, looked at us carefully and asked, "Is someone rushing you?" She did not smile, but she stayed kind. Grandma said no, but her hands told a different story. The phone was still on the table, and the lawyer kept asking, "Are you done?" Miss Carter did not argue. She spoke gently. "I need to ask one safety question before we send this money." She asked, "What name does Leo call your grandmother at home?" Grandma looked at the phone. The lawyer became quiet. The young voice returned and said, "I call her Grandma Rose." Grandma almost nodded, but I touched her arm. I said, "No. Leo calls her Nana. He has called her Nana since he was 3. The phone went silent for 2 seconds. Then the lawyer shouted, "You are wasting time." Miss Carter ended the transfer and told another worker to lock Grandma's account for 1 day. She said good banks slow fear down. Grandma was angry at first. She said, "What if it is really him?" I did not know what to say. We rushed home. My father arrived at the same time. My mother came 10 minutes later, still wearing her hospital shoes. My mother called Leo again and again. No answer. The room felt small and hot. Everyone looked at me for an answer. I had none, only a shaking phone. Then the front door opened. Leo walked in with a backpack and a bag of oranges. He smiled and said, "Why is everyone awake?" Grandma cried so hard that Leo dropped the oranges. He hugged her and said, "Nana, I am right here." My mother asked, "Who called us? How did that voice sound like you?" Leo looked scared for the first time that night. My aunt came over after my mother called her. When she heard the story, she looked at me and said, "This is because of your videos." Her words hurt. Soon the family chat was full of messages. Some people said I had put Leo and Grandma in danger. No one asked how scared I had been. I deleted every public video on my phone. I felt guilty, even though I had not called the scammers. Shame can be loud too. The next morning, we went to the police station. An officer listened, took notes, and asked if Leo had public videos online. Leo showed the cooking video. His voice was clear. Grandma's name was in the comments because a cousin had written, "Rosa loves Leo's soup." The officer said some criminals use short voice clips and family details from the internet. They can make a fake call sound very real. The trick works because families love fast. Grandma looked at Leo and whispered, "But I heard you." The officer nodded. "That is why this trick is dangerous," he said. He told us the most important rule: hang up and call the real person on a saved number. Do not use the number that called you. A real emergency can wait 30 seconds. Miss Carter from the bank called us later. She said someone had tried again in the morning, but the frozen account stopped them. That night, my aunt came back. She brought soup and stood near the door. She said, "Mia, I blamed you too fast." I wanted to say I was fine, but I was not fine. I said, "I only wanted people to see Leo's cooking." Grandma took my hand. "The mistake was not love," she said. "The mistake was fear. Fear made me obey a stranger." Leo made a family password that night. It was silly and private. If any of us were in real trouble, we had to say it. We laughed when we chose it, and that helped. We also changed our habits. We made personal videos private, removed family names from comments, and stopped posting travel plans. Grandma wrote 3 rules on paper. First, stop. Second, call back. Third, ask a question only the real person can answer. She put the paper beside the phone. A week later, people at the cafe were talking about us. One woman said, "I heard Rosa almost sent all her money." Before, I would have hidden my face. This time, I walked over and said, "The voice sounded real, but it was a fake call." Then Grandma surprised me. She said, "Please tell your families." I was lucky because someone at the bank slowed me down. After that, the gossip changed. People stopped laughing and started asking questions. Some asked Grandma for her 3 rules. Leo still makes cooking videos, but now he is careful. He shares less private information and reminds people to protect their voices. I learned that not every familiar voice is proof. Love can make us answer fast, but safety asks us to pause. That pause can protect a whole family. Now, when an urgent call asks for money, I remember that night. The voice sounded like my brother, but the truth saved us. Thank you for listening. Simple English. Real stories. Subscribe for the next story. See you in the next journey.